OK, let's go back to who's telling the truth, and I dread to think what Judith has for us this time.
Well, so far on the programme, we've had a very handsome horse and a very adenoidal rat. So now we have a very special French poodle called Fred, who's been specially trained to hunt for truffles. Now, I know only the French could do that, but at least it explains why he's wearing this sleek and colourful truffle monitoring saddle. Now, if Fred's oversensitive nose becomes overactive, when he locates a truffle, he starts to dig. Then, of course, his head goes down. Have a few truffles down there. His head goes down. This pulls on this loop around his neck. It sets off a timer. That goes for 20 seconds. And then this antenna here sends a signal to his keeper to warn him that Fred may be unearthing something special. So until then, you can, in typically French fashion, sit down and enjoy a little bit of vino. And you will, let me just switch this on and show you, you will, get the right signal. That's what you have to listen for. What do you think, Fred? I think he thinks it's a dog's life.
Well, it's pigs that go hunting for truffles, not dogs, and this is a pig hunter. First catch your pig. Now, as every regular viewer to Tomorrow's World will know, that a pig is in fact a robot that trundles through buried pipelines to check for signs of damage. Well, that's all very clever, but what do you do if your pig breaks down or gets stuck down the tube? Well, the answer is you strap one of these on and you go walkies. You've pre-programmed the length of your stride into there, and as you take a step, it registers each step on this thing here. Pretty neat, eh? Meantime, the pig is beaming out a signal, which is being picked up by your receiver here. And you can listen for the tone, and when that gets to its peak, you know that the pig is underneath you, so you can go and dig out the missing pig.
Yes, well done, Peter. And, of course, Judith and her singing poodle are available for pantomime. Well, what we need here is an injection of sense and taste. And our next guest always does things in the best possible taste.
Good evening. Here is the moose. It has been discovered in Toulouse, France. Keep that flaming dog quiet. It has been discovered in Toulouse, France, that when a cow lifts its tail for more than 10 minutes, it means it's giving birth. Not like the normal 30-second experience. So they've developed this doodah, a spring-loaded tail-lifting instrument, that sends a charge down the what's-it into the thingy, which radiates a signal from this back to the farmhouse. And it goes, nee, 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 and the farmer goes, ooh, and rushes out into the field and sings, happy birthday to you. It's a calf birth alarm.
Thank you, Kenny Everett. So, it's Judith's device to persuade a scuffling poodle not to snuffle the truffle, Peter's underground burrowing pig detector, or a calf alarm which tells the farmer when it's time to light up the cigar. Panel go first for 5 points. What are your ideas on that?
I think I'll let Neil go first this time.
Well, I think the poodle explanation's got some credibility, because the poodle finds the truffle and goes to dig for it, and that switches the switch in the machine on his back, and then the detector finds the machine. So I think I go for that one.
Oh. Heather?
A bit dubious about number 3, but I think it's the best one. I mean, when you go to France, do you see cows with green things in their bottoms? Yeah. You do? Oh, great. In that case, I'll plump for number 3. Yes, that's the one.
Colin, which is it to be?
Must be the cow's bottom thingy.
The cow's bottom thingy, which was Kenny's explanation. OK, what about thoughts in the audience, Maggie?
Are we going to go for the cow's bottom? Only one way to find out, of course. Press those buttons, and let's see what the audience thinks.
Oh,
calf alarm looking the favourite at the moment. Yes, we've settled on the calf alarm, 64%.
Well, that seems fairly straightforward. Both went for Kenny's calf alarm. Will the person who was telling the truth please step forward? Both absolutely right. Well done. Very bright. Both teams, 5 points each, which brings the score to 12-10 in favour of the panel. Right, let's go on to our fourth and final Who's Telling the Truth.
Every winter, our farmers have to brave the very worst of the weather to rescue their livestock from snow. Their first problem is locating their stranded animals. But that's nothing compared to trying to move one when it's too cold to use its own legs properly. And this one is very cold. But this mat here is going to be a very real help on a wintry farm. You dig the snow out from around the animal, you slide the mat in, and then you just fold it over, and you have 2 sets of handles there, so that just one farmer on his own can very easily pull his cold animal back to the warmth of the farm.
Ah, rubbish. What this is a cement mixer. Now, as everybody knows, it's pretty hard work when you have to shovel up your sand and then your cement, and then after that you add a dose of the old water. Some of it goes in the cement, some of it goes straight in your eye, and then you mix it. Kills your back, but this makes it very simple. Howard, could I just borrow you for a moment?
Yes.
What you do here is to lift, and then I drop and you lift. Right. Isn't he good? Now, Howard, just one thing. Don't do it with your back bent. Do it straight, OK? Like this. Follow me. Yeah. Down. You go up. Up. Down. That's good, eh?
I think you're having me on there. I don't know, have you ever been had? Well, now for our third suggestion. Someone who works in a high-pressure area, and if he does get into a depression, can always find relief at the isobar. Well, our next mystery guest, please, come on down.
That's nonsense. This truly is a portable target for free-fall parachutists. And the shape's important too, because due to friction between the ground and the air, the wind at low level is always different from the wind upstairs. And the poor mutt coming down has to know which way the wind is blowing on the ground. And this can easily be swizzled around to the appropriate wind direction at the time. So it's both a target for skydivers and it's a wind direction indicator too.
Thank you very much, Ian McCaskill. What an entry. So, is it Judith's sheep stretcher, no doubt she calls it a U-pull, Peter's push-me-pull-you cement mixer, or a skydiver's target for high-wired weathermen? Audience and Maggie.
Yeah, what are you going to go for, sir?
I think the target.
The target, the skydiver's target, right?
Yes.
Any other thoughts around here?
I think possibly it's number 1 because the skydiver's target is far too obvious.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how the rest of the audience vote. So fingers on those buttons now, please. Let's see what the general view is.
Skydiver's target.
Yes, it's looking like the
Stormy in the
favourite,
lead.
isn't it?
Going down the stand rails
Sheep
now.
stretcher
It's
getting
sheep
a few
stretcher
votes.
from cement mixer.
Yeah, not keen on the cement mixer at all.
Very unconvincing.
And there we have it. 54% are going for the skydiver's target.
OK, and that was Ian McCaskill. Well, there's 5 points resting on this. And the panel now. What's your decision, please, on that?
After all these animals, I think they're trying to pull the wool over our
Ooh.
eyes. We don't think it's any of them. No way.
They're all pretty useless, aren't they? Not very good at doing what they're supposed to be.
You've got to go for one.
You think they're all extremely bad inventions? You can't tell which way the wind's blowing from a circle. Rubbish. Absolute rubbish. The cement would fall off the end of that thing, and how on earth anyone could get that under a ship? They're all rubbish.
Don't want any of them?
Don't want any of them.
OK, well, will the person who was telling the truth, if anyone, please take a step forward? What do you mean, rubbish? So, both teams flummoxed by that. No points, which means the scores remain as they were, with the audience on 10 points and the panel with 12 points. And thank you very much, Ian McCaskill.